I think maybe some of that question is like, how are we nurturing this community that wants to stick around and like come
Yeah.
every week? And so, I mean, like I said, this grew very organically. So in some ways, I feel like I've been reacting to what's working rather than deliberately creating it. But I think what has worked really well that we've done is we do all of our planning together over winter. And so I think people feel really invested in the project because they've chosen the vegetable varieties. And like we've talked a lot about like, oh, how did our management of the pigs this year impact the fields in this way? And we soil test so we can see that. So we do a lot of reflection and analysis as a group. And I think that's created a lot of shared context and understanding that helps people feel more invested. Um, I also think that like a lot of people around here that I know do run farm volunteer days every week. What a lot of our volunteers say is a little different is the fact that we actually share a meal together afterwards, and that meal is probably at this point about 80 to 90% from the food products we cultivate on this project. And we also have one other property, but it's pretty much all through this project that we're eating. And I think it's really special for people to actually go from like seeding grain sorghum in spring to like threshing and winnowing it to grinding it into flour to seeing it turn into this like gluten-free cornbread adaptation. And I think that like sense of connectivity across the season has really helped people stay. And honestly, one of the things I'm kind of an anthropology nerd too. And we've kind of, especially this year, made this concerted effort to re-shrink and say like 15 people max on a Sunday, because 15 people is the point at which you actually really build a strong, deep connection. But I think that we're choosing to go deep instead of broad and really build that cohesion. So those are a couple reasons I think it's worked.